Hi, hello, welcome everyone to this Christmas version of the Pilates Health Zoom balance class. I hope you're all well today. Um, so this is our class where we modify Pilates exercises to be done either in standing or using a chair, either sitting on the chair or being supported by the chair in some fashion. Um, Really good challenge for balance and function and strength and mobility. Equipment that I'll be using during the class today, one spiky ball, a long TheraBand, and a soft ball, possibly a weighted ball. All exercises can be done without equipment if you prefer to just do the mobility side of things rather than adding on any resistance or the different challenges that the equipment offer. And I'll try and give variations as needed. So remember, when we're doing these exercises, you're trying to do the same movement as me. You may do it, you might be going in the opposite direction. That's absolutely fine because we're all in different rooms to each other. You may be going faster or slower. Again, finding the mode of exercise that you're comfortable with and feel challenged by at the same time. So we're going to get started. We're going to start off in standing with one spiky ball. So if you'd like to use your chair at any time to offer some support and balance, if that makes the exercises accessible, please use the chair. If you're using it, use it as little as you need to. So make your body's mechanisms do as much as they can. Use the chair for safety and accessibility of the exercise. I'd rather you use the chair and achieved an exercise than didn't use the chair and didn't achieve the exercise. So chair for balance if you need it. I generally won't use that because that'll obscure your vision from what I'm doing. We're going to start with one spiky ball under 1 foot and just start off with rolling that ball underneath that single foot. So you're going to challenge your balance. You're going to stand tall over one leg. Think about the control and balance through that leg that's firmly planted on the floor. If you can tolerate it, try and put a good amount of firm pressure through the ball as you roll backwards and forwards, all the way from the heel, all the way to your toes. Try to straighten the knee when your heel's on the ball, pull your toes up. So you get a stretch down the back of the leg, bend the knee as you roll the ball back in towards you. So you're getting some nice massage through the soft tissues, getting some mobility through the joints of the foot, particularly around that mid and forefoot area, if you're able to keep the pressure on the ball. Getting a little bit of mobility through the leg as well. Waking up those sensory receptors in the sole of the foot. Okay, what I want to do is try to lighten the pressure on the ball and move a little bit faster. So you may feel you just have to work a little bit harder through this stance leg. Lighter pressure on the ball, faster movement, so slightly different challenge. See how much speed you can get into this leg that's moving. Just swinging that leg forwards and backwards over the ball. Keep going if you can, as fast as you can go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowing back down again. And then just come to rest with the front of your foot on the ball and the heel on the floor. If you can, try to stand with both feet level and this knee straight if you can. So you feel a stretch into your calf. If you can tolerate that stretch, feeling that stretch into your calf muscles. I'm going to start just lifting the heel as high as you can, keeping the toes on the ball, and then pushing the heel back down again. If I turn side on, you may get a better view of that. So you're balancing, lifting that heel as high as you can, and lowering back down again. Just getting some lovely lifts and movement through the toes and the ankle. Work into the calf muscle as you're lifting, stretching the calf muscle as you push the heel down and straighten the knee. Using the ball as a pivot under the front of your foot. Just do a couple more repetitions. Really important to keep these feet and ankles mobile and therefore strong as well. Okay, now rest your heel onto the floor. Again, keeping that knee as straight as you can. You can have your base as wide as you need to feel balanced. And you're going to rock the foot inwards and outwards over that ball. So trying to get as much kind of rotational movement as you can around the foot and ankle. As you rock the foot outwards, feel your little toe go down towards the floor and your sole turn inwards. As you rock the foot inwards, feel your big toe come down towards the floor and your sole of your foot turns outwards. You will feel a little bit of rotation all the way up the leg to the hip. Try and get as much movement as you can around the foot and ankle. Feel that stretch vary through the lower leg, particularly as you rock inwards and outwards. Okay, one more each way. And then come off of that ball and just rest both feet to the floor and just feel how maybe the foot that you've just worked on feels a bit more relaxed, a bit more open on the floor. I'm going to give the other foot the same treatment. So bringing that other foot onto the ball, finding your balance through the leg you've just worked on, getting lots of nice feedback because you've woken up the foot, you've mobilized the joints, the foot's nice and relaxed, and you can really feel that feedback from the floor helping you to balance. And then the leg that you're moving, again, try and put as much pressure down through that ball as you can tolerate, working all the way from the ball of the foot to the heel. And you roll the heel onto the ball, try to straighten the knee and pull the toes up. So you get that little bit of momentary stretch down the back of the leg. Keeping your balance again nice and firm pressure through the ball if you can tolerate it. All the way through the instep to the base of the toes and back to the heel. Working into the foot and the soft tissues. Couple more. And then again, lighten the pressure on the ball. Maximise the control through the stance leg. See how fast you can get the foot on the ball moving. So small, fast movements. You're not pressing down heavily anymore. You're using it to encourage that movement through the foot. So you can move as quickly as you can through the knee and the foot. And keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just rest back again. So we're coming back into that position where we've got forefoot on the ball, the heel on the floor, feet are level. We're going to start with some heel lifts. So lifting the heel as high as you can whilst the ball of the foot and the toes stay on the ball, and then pushing the heel back down and straightening the knee. And again, I'll turn side on so you get that view. Then you're lifting as high as you can and lowering down. Again, every time you lift the heel, it's requiring you to work on your balance through your stance leg. Not too challenging, but a good challenge nonetheless, just to work on your ability to have something unstable under one foot and balance and stand tall over the other foot. Couple more times, really lift the heel high, feel the work into the calf muscle, push the heel down, straighten the knee, feel the stretch into your calf muscle. Lift and stretch, and then hold that stretch position. Hold the foot, the knee straight, foot resting on the ball, and then start rocking inwards and outwards again. So you're rocking inwards, trying to take the big toe down, turn the sole of the foot outwards, rocking outwards, trying to take the little toe down to the floor, turning the sole of the foot inwards, and just keep working through those movements. Don't worry if your little toe or your big toe doesn't get all the way down to the floor. Just finding the range that you can. Feeling again that mobility through the foot and ankle, that rotation, that stretch into your lower leg. Feel a bit of movement up to the knee and the hip. Last couple. And then just step off of the bottom spiky ball. You can put your spiky ball out the way where you're not going to fall over it. And just feel how nice and relaxed both feet feel to the floor. Just going to repeat a little bit of kind of awareness work that we did last week in the live class, which we didn't do for benefit of those doing the recording. So just standing tall, feel that you're really connected through your feet to the floor. Imagine a triangle, big toe, little toe and heel, little softness in your knees, standing tall over your heels. And just rock your weight side to side. So your feet are glued to the floor. You're moving your hips and your shoulders as one. So your body's like a big solid plank, going side to side, just rocking over your ankles. Now, if you feel really confident with this, you can try doing it with your eyes closed and your feet a little closer together. If you don't feel so confident, or that makes you feel a bit nauseous, please do keep your eyes open. But just feeling the control through the whole body. Then we're going to imagine we've got a big hoop around our hips. We're going to go hula hoop, and we're going to go to the front, out to one side, round the back, out to the other side, and back to the front again. So you're trying, again, to keep your feet as relaxed as you can down to the floor. Heels and toes. I feel I want to scrunch my toes up. Try to keep the toes relaxed and feel your shoulders and your hips circling over your feet. So imagine slightly bigger circle with your shoulders than you're doing with your hips. Again, eyes open or eyes closed if you're feeling clever with this. I'm keeping my eyes open. And then see if you can change direction and go the other way. So it may feel it's a bit more like an oval, an oval rather than a circle. But find your range. See how far you can take yourself over that base of support. I'm challenging myself a bit too much, trying to be too clever. Just finding your capacity, your ability with these movements, keeping those toes as relaxed as you can. That's good. Let's do one more circle. Just come to rest back in the middle. Okay, we're going to do a few exercises now using your long band. This is going to add a little bit of stretch to some of the exercises and a little bit of extra challenge for muscles at some time. So general rule, the tighter you have the band, the more challenging you will find this. I'm just going to change my band. This one's a bit longer. Let's say work with it as you're comfortable. We're going to start holding either end of the band and standing onto the middle of the band with both feet. So both feet are on the band. We want a fair amount of tension on the band. So when you're standing tall, you feel the band is tight between your hands and your feet. And the first thing we'll do is think about rolling your shoulders back and down. So you're standing tall, feet are relaxed, knees are soft, lined up through your heels, your hips, your shoulders back and down, your chest is open, and your neck is nice and long. And we're going to do some shoulder shrugs. So we're just going to shrug our shoulders up towards our ears, pulling up against the band, and then let tension of the band pull your shoulders back down again. So see if you can breathe in as you shrug up, and breathe out as you relax down. Really feel that change in almost like your neck length. So your neck disappears in between your shoulders when you shrug up, and you get that lovely long neck when you relax your shoulders back down again. Just feel you're working against the tension of the band a little. So you shrug up and relax down. And then just pause at the bottom for a moment. I'm going to try some different movements. So I want you to turn your palms forward slightly so your thumbs are kind of pointing outwards. And this time we're going to alternate between a shrug up and a little pull outwards. So we're going to shrug up and relax down. Keep the shoulders down, just pull outwards. Doesn't have to be a big movement. Come back in. Shrug up, relax down, keep the shoulders down and the neck long and pull out. So just warming up a little bit more into your shoulder muscles now. I'm not asking you to do a big pull out, hands up to shoulder level. Hopefully your band's relatively tight, so you wouldn't feel you could do that anyway. So you're just working that little bit of resistance in your band, almost just activating your muscles rather than feeling you're getting lots of movement. Let's do a couple more like this. Shrugging up, relaxing down, pulling out, relaxing in, shrugging up, relaxing down, pulling out, relaxing in. Now I'm going to try a bit different. Keep your shoulders back and down, necks long, but one arm forwards, one arm backwards. Try to keep your body still. Say it doesn't have to be a big movement, just a little bit of movement through your shoulders. Again, working into your shoulder muscles. A little bit of core work to keep your body still as you're pulling forwards and backwards against the band. So the tighter the band, the more tension there is between your hands and feet, probably the more you'll feel this in your shoulder muscles. So if it's too much, make your band a little longer. If you feel you're not working against any resistance, you may be able to make it a little bit tighter. Keep going if you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just relax again. Still holding the band. Okay, now we're going to get some movement into our upper backs. So we're going to start with just a roll down of our upper body, so head and shoulders and into our mid-back. We're not rolling down all the way down. So sorry, I'm just going to keep moving. Then turn side on again so you can see. So a little bit of softness in your knees, standing tall. I want you to relax your neck, relax your shoulders, and just let the tension of the band draw your hands down to about knee level. And just feel that stretch through your upper back, maybe down into your lower back a little. Pause and take a breath in. And then really focus on a lift through your tummy muscles. Work into the mid and upper back muscles to pull upwards. Bring your shoulders back your head up and lengthen through your neck and stand tall. I'm going to repeat that a couple more times. So breath in to prepare. Breathe out. Just relax your neck and shoulders. Let yourself roll forwards. Let the band draw you down. Feel that stretch and hold for a breath in. And then breathe out. Target that mid and upper back muscles to bring yourself back upright. Shoulders back and down, neck long, standing tall. One more, just working on that top part of the roll down. Rolling forwards and down to the point that you just feel that little stretch. Let your arms be drawn forwards and down. Let your shoulders round and then come back up. Tuck the ribs down. Bring the shoulder blades down. Open the chest and lift your head. Okay, just pause it for a moment. Now we're going to go down into a full roll down if you feel comfortable to. So there may come a point where the band gets slack. Just keep going to your end of range. And then as you come back up again, the band will tighten. So on the way down, you're trying to kind of slow down against the resistance of the band. On the way back up, you're pulling back up against it to stretch the band. Again, I'm going to go side on for this. Again, watch as you need to, join in when you're ready to. So breath in at the top, breathing out as you relax and roll forwards. Get that upper body going first, and then keep going. Keep letting your back go, let yourself go from your hips. Feel a stretch into your legs. Pause at your bottom point. Take a breath in. Now really try to keep your upper body relaxed. Use your pelvic muscles, your lower back, your tummy muscles to bring yourself back up. And then, as we did earlier, bring the shoulders back, the head up, open through your chest, and stand tall. As long as this isn't making you feel dizzy or nauseous, we're going to do a couple more. So rolling down, let the tension of the band just draw you forwards and down. Feeling that stretch and length through the back of the body as much as you can tolerate. Take a breath in at your bottom point and then gradually uncurl, bringing yourself back upright, stacking up as you go, working into that mid and upper back at the top of the movement. And then one last time, just rolling down, letting go all the way down to the bottom. Breath in at the bottom. And then breathing out as you uncurl all the way back up to the top. And then we're going to step off the band. We're going to bring the band up so it's around our back, just under our rib cage. So the band's tucked under your rib cage, gathering the band into your hands so it's coming inside your arms into this 90-degree position at your elbows. So your upper arm is vertical, elbows tucked in towards your ribs, hands at elbow level, fingertips pointing forwards. Going to start both feet firmly on the floor. You want your band to feel quite tight around your back and coming into your hands. So again, there's a little bit of tension on that band. And think about shoulders back and down. We're going to open out as wide as you can with your hands and your forearms, and then come back forwards again. So you can see you just got that rotational movement, that pivot through your upper arms and your shoulders, elbows staying close in towards your ribs, and then coming back in again. So it's just like a rotational movement. As you open out with your hands and forearms, your shoulder blades come towards each other. Feel the work into the upper back and back of the shoulders. As your hands come forwards, you feel those muscles relax and release off. Breathing out as you open out. Breathing in as you come back in. Okay, now we're going to add an extra stretch. You might need to give yourself a little bit more band to allow this movement to happen. We're going to open out and then push out into that band to try and straighten the elbows and turn your palms down. And then bend your elbows. As your hands come in, turn your palms up. See if you can breathe out as you open out and stretch away. Breathe in as you bend and then come back in again. So as you open out, you feel the back muscles working. Keep them working as you stretch away. Keep them working as you bend the elbows in and then they release as your hands come in. You're breathing out. Hands just below shoulder level. You don't have to push too high, and then coming back in. Let's do one more. Okay. So we're going to add in something to just challenge your coordination, your balance a little bit more with these exercises. So we're going to go back to just the first movement, just that opening out and coming back in. Each time we open out, we're going to try and lift either a heel or a whole foot away from the floor. So as you open out, I want you to peel one heel away. If that's enough, stop there. If you're able to, lift the foot and knee higher. And then as you come back in, lower back down again. So you're breathing out, you're opening out, lifting the heel, lifting the foot if you can, then coming back in. So you've got to keep that control through your upper body. Keep being mindful of keeping your elbows and upper arms close, working into the back of the shoulders and the upper back. But now you've got to find the control through the stabilizing hip, through your core muscles. So try and find your steadiness and your balance as you coordinate those two different things at once. Breathing out as you open out. Breathing in as you come back in. Let's do a couple more. One more on each leg. Finding your balance, standing tall, keeping as upright as you can. Just taking as much weight off that single leg as you're able to. Keep the touch on the floor if you need to. Good work. Okay. Now, as we open out wider with our arms, we're going to keep both feet down, but we're going to try and lift our heels. So the closer together your feet are, the more challenging this will be. So, smaller your base, the harder it's going to be balanced, particularly if you lift up on tiptoes. So we're going to try and open out. As you open, rise onto tiptoes. Hold your balance there. As you close, lower back down into flat feet. So turn side on, you can see as well. So you're opening out, rising onto tiptoes, coming back, lowering back down again. Now, if your feet are a bit wider, you'll probably feel a bit more steady. If your feet are closer together, you'll feel more challenged. So find your challenge and work to it. Breathing out as you stretch out, breathing in as you come back in. Imagine you're blowing your fingertips away and out, and then sucking them back in again. So you can do 2 or 3 more repetitions, keeping your shoulders down and the necks long, really engaging into those muscles, into your upper back. Cross the tops of your shoulders somewhat now with this as well. So yeah, I'm going to do 1 more. Rest down. Okay, let's give your wrists and hands a shake out. We're going to do 1 more series of exercises using the band. Just wiggle your fingers around, circle your wrists around so you're not getting too tense in those hand and finger and forearm muscles. Okay, so we're going to challenge the balance differently. You're going to bring the band up a little bit higher now, so it's kind of mid-rib level around the sort of base of your shoulder blades and coming under your arms still into your hands. I want you all to take a step forwards with your left foot. So your left foot is forwards and your right foot is back. Now I want you to find a length of stride that you feel you can sustain with your front knee bent and your back leg straight, heels on the floor, knees and toes pointing forwards. Now, if you feel a bit wobbly, make your face a bit wider. So give yourself a bit more width in that position. So if you're wobbly, you can be nice and wide like this. If you want to challenge yourself, you can be a little bit narrower. And we're going to start with so we're going to hold that leg position. We want to stretch your arms forwards and look down and let your shoulders roll forwards and your upper back round. And just hold there for a breath in. And then allow your elbows to bend, lift your head and straighten up and bring your shoulders back. Just going to do a few repetitions there. So we're stretching forwards, rounding our shoulders, looking down towards that front foot. Hold for a breath in. Bending your elbows, bringing your shoulders back and down and your head up. Let's go again. Breathing out as you stretch forwards, holding for a breath in. Breathing out as you come back, holding for a breath in. So repeat that a couple more times. Really just trying to feel that, what we call protraction as you reach forwards in your shoulders and your upper back round. And retraction as you bring your shoulders back and down and your head up. 1 more time. Just feeling that control through your legs as you work into your upper back. And then pause, hold there. Again, you may need to give yourself a little bit more back. We're going to stretch forwards. So you want same foot position, both arms stretched forwards, with a bit of tension on the band. Now we're just going to work and move our right arm. So your left arm is going to stay pointing forwards. I want you to open your right arm and turn to that right side of the room and look back to your right hand. Hold there for a breath in and stretch out. and then rotate back to the front. We're going to repeat that a couple more times. Just the right arm, opening up with that right arm towards that right leg. Turn to the right side of the room and look back. Hold for a breath in, and then come back in. So you want a bit of tension on your band, encouraging that rotation through your body. One more time. Opening out, stretching out, holding for a breath in, and then coming back. Just bend your elbows, give your shoulders a rest for a moment. We're going to do one more exercise with this left foot forwards, right foot back. So stretch forwards again, open out with the right arm. We're going to hold in that open position. So your left foot's forwards, your left arm's forwards, your right foot's back, your right arm's back. You're twisted to that right hand side. Once you see if you can tilt, so your left hand goes towards your left knee, and pull up and over with your right arm as far as you can go, and hold and balance. 3, 2, 1, and then tilt back up to the middle, still facing that right hand side, and keep going. So your right arm goes back to your right leg, left arm stretches up, and stretch as far as you can and hold. 3, 2, 1. We're going to try that one more time each way. Tilting, coming back up to the middle, tilting forwards, left arm down to left leg, right hand up towards the ceiling, and stretch. 3, 2, 1, and then one more tilt. Keep come back up to the middle. Keep going. So your right arm goes back to your right leg, left arm goes up towards the ceiling, and hold. 3, 2, 1, and come back. And rotate back to the front. Relax your arms and step out for legs to shake out. Okay, well done. Good news is everyone's still standing. Bad news, well, might be good news. We're going to repeat the same thing to the other side. So this time we're going to have right leg forwards, left leg back. So unless you did the opposite last time, then you have to do this different this time. So we're going to stand again in that split stance position. We're going to have front knee bent, back leg straight, body upright in the middle. As much width of your stride as you need to feel steady and balanced. And again, you probably worked out the tighter your back, more challenging it feels for your upper body. So doing it as you feel comfortable. Your arms and your hands are going to get a rest after this. So we're going to stretch forwards, round the back, round the shoulders, and look down towards the front foot. Hold for a breath in. Then bend the elbows, release the tension off the band, bring your shoulders back and your head up. Hold there for a breath in. So breathing out, so stretching forwards, and really feel that rounding through your shoulders and your upper back. And then bring the shoulders back and down, elbows in, head upright. So you can do a couple more. Keeping the legs nice and strong and your balance steady in this fixed leg position. Just challenging those leg muscles and core muscles differently. One more time. It's good. And pulse. Then we're going to stretch both arms forwards again. Give yourself a little bit more band if you need it. We're going to try and keep that fixed leg position. You're going to open up with your left arm, so turning towards that back leg. Keep your right arm forwards. Turn your body to the left. Open. Turn to your left hand if you can. Hold for a breath in. And then come back to the front. Take a breath in at the front. Then go again. Try not to let your shoulders creep up to your ears. Keep your neck long. Allow as much rotation through your spine as you can. Hold for a breath in. And come back forwards again. Let's go one more time. Opening up, stretching out, hold for that breath in, and come back forwards. Just relax your arms for a moment. Final exercise, that one where we're tilting, probably the most challenging. So stretch both arms forwards, relax your shoulders, open up to that left-hand side. So your left arm's back, your right arm's forwards. You'll turn to the left side. You're going to tilt forwards, take your right hand towards your right knee, left hand up and over as far as you can go, and stretch and hold. 2, 1, and then tilt back up to the middle and keep going back. So your left arm goes back towards your left leg and your right arm comes up and over. Then hold. 3, 2, 1. One more each way. Tilt back upright and keep going. So your right hand goes towards your right leg, left arm up and over. And stretch through your fingertips and the band as far as you can. 3, 2, 1. And then last time going back. left hand back towards your left leg. Reach down as low as you can with your left hand, up as high as you can with your right. 3, 2, 1. Come back to the middle. Rotate forwards and relax. And bring your feet back together again. You'll probably be pleased to know we can place this band out of the way for now. Okay, good work. Okay, we're going to stay standing, but we're going to use the chair for a few exercises. So we're going to stand holding on to the back of the chair. So standing in front of you, holding the back of the chair like so. We're going to do some exercises that focus a little bit more on our legs and muscles around the backs of our hips into our lower back and backs of our legs. So our chair's there just for a light touch, a little bit of balance. Standing upright, we're going to try and start with just some alternating knee bends. So your aim is to keep your body as upright as possible and just bend one knee and bring the heel up as close as you can towards your bottom and then lower down. And then the other side. So you're alternating legs, trying to bend the knee, bring the heel towards the bottom. As you bend the knee, try to keep your knee pointing downwards. Try not to let it drift forwards. So you're trying to maintain that length through the front of your thigh. So you're working the muscles through the back of the thigh to pull the foot up behind you and lengthening and stretching the muscles down the front of the thigh. So keeping that upper leg as vertical as you can. And I'm going to see if we can add on 3 little pulses and some ankle movements every time you bend the knee. We're going to try and bend the knee once with a pointed foot, once with a flat foot, and then once with a pointed foot and lower. So it's bend pointed foot, bend flat foot, bend pointed foot, and lower. So a little bit more tense into those hamstrings down the back of your thighs. A little bit more brain power, a long way from your head to your foot. But working that coordination to think pointed foot, flat foot, pointed foot, lower. Pointed foot, flat foot, pointed foot, lower. Let's do one more. Pointed foot, flat foot, pointed foot, lower. Hopefully you all got the hang of those pulses. If you didn't, it's not the end of the world. A simple knee bend will suffice. After you've done your bend and your 3 pulses, if you can, we're going to stretch the leg out back behind us. So working a little bit more into the hip muscles now. So we're going to do pointed, flat, pointed, stretch the leg out behind, and then lower that straight leg back to the start position. Notice that my upper body is staying still. So you're bending and pulsing pointed, flat, pointed, stretch the leg back, straighten the knee, and then lower back down. And go with the other side. Pointed, flat, pointed, stretch back, get some hip extension, stretch the leg straight, and lower down. Then we can go again to each side, a light touch on the chair for balance. So you can really focus on finding that movement through the hip, finding the strength in the back of the hip, mobility through the front of the hip muscles. Let's go one more time on each leg. Pointed, flat, pointed, stretch out straight and up. One more time. Pointed, flat, pointed, stretch out straight and lower. And just give yourself a moment. Okay, so we're going to take this one stage further. We're going to stick with straight legs now. So really working into the back of the hips and the lower back a little bit. We're going to add on some arms. So we're going to try and work opposite arm and leg. So as you stretch one leg back, stretch the opposite arm up and then come back. And then the other side. So you can use the chair, or you could do this without the chair if you feel steady enough. Trying to get that fingertips and toes stretching away from each other and then coming back again. Fingertips and toes stretching away and coming back. Trying to find that length through the front of the hip all the way down the thigh and work into the back of the hip. Breathing out as you stretch away, breathing in as you come back. And again, you can keep going, keeping that nice and simple, just with a simple lift and lower, or you could try adding 3 small pulses at the end of each movement. So you lift and you pulse 1, 2, 3, and lower down. And then the other side. Remember, you can be holding onto the chair for balance if you need to, and lower down. And it's a pulse, 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 and lower. Pulse, 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 and lower. Really good. I can see some good pulsing and some good balance going on. And working just into the end of range of that movement, working those muscles, but they might not always work that much. One more on each side if you're still going. And last one. Take a breather. What I want to do now is hold the chair, take a big step backwards, take your feet wide, so your feet are wider than the legs of the chair. You're really reaching for the chair, and then push your bottom back. Keep your legs as straight as you can. Drop your head down between your arms or as low as you can, and feel that stretch. Now, we'll probably all feel it in different places. I can feel it around my shoulders, around the sides, down into my hips and the backs of my legs and my lower back. And just hold. 3, 2, 1. Just bend your knees a little bit. See if you can push your bottom back and sink a bit lower. And hold. 3, 2, 1. And then straighten your knees again. If you can, release your right hand and reach towards your left foot. And hold. 3, 2, 1. And come back up. Last bit, release your left hand and reach down towards your right foot and hold. 3, 2, 1. Back to the chair. Walk back in towards the chair. Bring yourselves up into standing. And what you probably like to hear is that we're going to sit down now. We're going to do a few exercises sitting on the chair. And you'll need your soft ball. So we're going to sit on the chair with your soft ball behind your back and into the back of the chair. So using that ball as a kind of bit of a cushion and a pivot. And we're going to work on some thoracic mobility. So shuffling yourself back, leaning back onto that ball. So you can see there, that soft ball is just resting between my back, my ribs, just below where my shoulder blades are, leaning onto a chair. So it depends a little bit on the height of you and the height of the back of the chair where that ball sits, but you want it to have it nice and firmly behind you there. And let's just start with our hands in a prayer position. So thumbs in towards your breastbone, elbows just sticking outwards a little bit. We're going to go into some gentle rotation. So keeping your chin in line with your fingertips, rotate around that ball as far as you can to face one side of the room, and then come back to the middle, and then rotate around the room to face the other side of the room. We're just getting those gentle rotations through your spine. Your hips are fixed because your body weight is going through them as you sit. And just trying to stay as upright as you can without flexing forwards. And rotating as best you can through your body. Let's do one more to each side like this. Yes. Okay. And then let's stretch both hands forwards. I'm going to go into an arm opening. So I want you to, I'm going to work my left arm. You can go to your left side as well. Bend your left elbow, rotate to that left-hand side, and then stretch your left arm back and look back to it. And then bring the straight arm back forwards. Do the same thing to the right. Bend your right elbow, rotate back as far as you can. Stretch that right arm out. And come back forwards. It's a bit like pulling a bow and arrow. So you're pulling that bow back, stretching, and then we're going to pull it all the way back behind. And then release it, come forwards. And again to the right. Pull that bow back as far as you can. And then stretch the arm even further. And then come forwards. One more to each side. That's good. Last one, really feeling that mobility through your thoracic spine, freeing up. And relax your arms down. I'm just going to turn it face you now so the ball is staying in the same place. If you've got short legs like me, you might have to be up on tiptoes. Your legs are a bit longer, you might be relaxed on the floor. Doesn't really matter, whichever you're most comfortable with. Just relax your arms down. Think about sitting tall. Still got that ball behind you. That ball's going to act a bit like a pivot as we side bend. Or into side bend down to one side. So reaching your fingertips down towards the floor without leaning forwards, just pivoting sideways on that ball. And then come back up to the middle. And then tilt down to the other side, tilting sideways. So using a bit of strength to keep you from falling, but feeling that lovely stretch through the opposite side of the body. And come back up. Make sure your ball stays in position. And it's creeping up a bit. And tilt back down the other way. So you still got quite a bit of pressure on that ball. See if you can reach that top arm over, if you feel safe and comfortable to stretch a little further. And then come back to the middle. And then tilt down to the second side. So reaching down, keeping the ball in place. So you're kind of leaning back on the ball as you side bend and stretch the top arm over. And then come back. We go one more time each way. Tilting down, stretching over. If you're able to, bring your bottom hand up, link your hands together and stretch further. And then keep your hands together as you come up to the middle. And relax down. If you're more comfortable keeping your arms down, please do. Last one, down to the side, stretching over if you can. If you can't go over, you can come across. And stretching the other arm up, holding. And then coming back to the middle and relaxing down. Okay, one final move with this ball behind us. Still leaning back onto it. We're going to bring our hands behind our head. A movement that you're familiar with. You're going to stay connected with the ball, round forwards and bring your elbows in towards each other. So you're feeling that flexion through your spine, gentle pull on the back of the head. Hold for a breath in, then open out, lift your head and extend and try and extend backwards over the ball. So your chest lifts, your shoulders extend. Feel that stretch through the front of the chest and elbows wide. And then go again, rounding forwards. Elbows come in towards each other. Head comes down. Feel that flexion and take a breath in. And then open out, extend back. Try and extend head back further than the ball if you can. Let your back extend. Send those elbows out nice and wide. And then forwards again. Rounding forwards, taking a breath in that forward position. Opening up, you can keep your hands behind your head or foot to advance that stretch a little further. If you're comfortable through your neck and your shoulders, extend your hands out wide. And then come back and we're going to go one more each way, rounding forwards. And then opening out, extending the arms out if you're comfortable too. And then coming back and relaxing your arms down. Good. Let's take that softball out. Let it onto the floor and shuffle forwards on your chair. So hopefully you feel really nice and mobile through your chest, your shoulders, around your ribcage now. Okay, we're going to get a little bit more dynamic, a bit more functional again. We're going to do some sit to stand work. So first of all, just legs parallel, feet tucked in a little bit. You can do a simple stand up to the top, reach your arms up overhead, and then sit back down again. So trying to work through the legs without using your hands to push yourselves up. Taking your weight forwards over your feet, driving up, stretching up tall. Take a big breath in, and then reaching forward as you push your bottom back and sit back down again. So one more then, just to make sure we're confident where our chair is, how our legs are working, finding that strength for your legs to push up, keeping that strength and control, sitting down as lightly and quietly as you can. Okay, this time, when we get to the top, we're just going to turn and face the left as you stretch up, and then turn back to the middle and sit back down again. Then we're going to go again. We're going to turn and face the right, and then turn to the middle and sit back down. So we're reaching forwards, we're driving up, we're turning to the left and stretching up tall, and then turning back to the front as we sit back down. So trying to make it like a continuous flowing movement. We're going to come forwards, reach up and turn to the right, and stretch up, and then come down and turn forwards to the front as we sit back down again. So it's not a stand and then a turn, it's a combined movement. Let's do one more to each side. We're going to go forwards and up and turn to the left, and then back down and forwards as we sit. And then one more, forwards and up and turn to the right, and then down and forwards, back to the middle. Okay, If all the turning's not making you feel too dizzy, we're going to keep going with some turning. If it's making you feel a bit woozy, just keep the movement more central. We're going to add in a hover, a 5-second hover on the way up and a 5-second hover on the way back down again. We're going to come forwards and just pause. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift and turn to your left and stretch up. We're going to come back forwards and down and hover. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sit back down. Same thing, this time reaching up to the right. Now forwards and hover. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch up to the right, and then come back central and hover. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sit back down. Good stuff. Okay, final bit of sit to stand. I'm going to stand up and sit down 10 times. You're going to do it as many times as you can in the time that I do it 10 times. Staying safe, staying controlled and balanced, keeping everything central. You can go faster than me, you can go slower than me. You can go at the same pace as me. So, when we're ready, off we go. We're going to stand up and stretch overhead and sit back down again. I'll count as I go. That's 1, 2. So I'm going to keep going at a steady pace. Find your pace. 3, 4, 5. Halfway. Try and keep really controlled. Keep those legs working for you. 6. Make sure you're feeling safe in that chair. 7, 8. Feel the heart rate up a little bit. 9. Last one. 10. And then we're going to, when you're ready to, bring yourselves back up into standing. And we're going to finish off in standing. So an exercise we did last week in the live class, but that wouldn't have been recorded. So we're going to do it for the benefit of anyone doing this as a recorded class as well. We're going to do what I call the clock face exercise. So you're imagining that you're standing in the middle of clock face. 12 o'clock's in front of you, 6 o'clock is behind you, 3 o'clock's to your right, 9 o'clock's to your left. If you feel you'd like to have a chair, I would suggest having it in front of you so it's there. You can use it if you need to and it won't get in your way too much. But you can modify this to make it harder or easier. So if you want to do it without the chair, but make sure you feel safe, you will keep your movement smaller. So it's a really small clock face, like so. If you feel confident, you can make the clock face bigger. So you might lose my feet off the screen as I do this, but I can step a long way forwards and a long way out to the side, vice versa, and same going backwards. So your clock face can be as big or small as you want it to be. Probably the bigger it is, the more challenging you will find this exercise. Every time you step, I want you to step with one foot, take the weight onto that foot, and then come back to the middle. So an example, I'm going to say step forwards to 12 o'clock with your right foot. So you just step forwards, transfer your weight forwards, and then come back to the middle. And I might say step forwards to 12 o'clock with your left foot. So you step forwards, and then you come back to the middle. So I'm going to say a foot and a number. And we're going to keep it steady to start with, keep it simple. All the right-sided numbers will be with the right foot, and all the left-sided numbers will be with the left foot to start with. So let's go. We're going to go right foot to 3 o'clock. Transfer your weight out. Come back in. Left foot to 9 o'clock. Transfer your weight out. Come back in. Right foot to 1 o'clock. Left foot to 11 o'clock. Right foot to 2 o'clock. Left foot to 8 o'clock. Right foot to 3 o'clock. Right foot to 6 o'clock. Left foot to 10 o'clock. Left foot to 9 o'clock. Right foot to 2 o'clock. Left foot to 6 o'clock. And take a breather. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I might go a little bit faster. If you go faster, you might want to keep your movements a bit smaller. But I also might throw in a few where you have to cross the midline. So I might say right foot to 10 o'clock or left foot to 1 o'clock or something like that. So try it and do what you feel comfortable to. Try and stay safe. Try and keep up if you can. If you have to skip a number out, it's not the end of the world. So we're going to start off with right foot to 12 o'clock, left foot to 12 o'clock, right foot to 11 o'clock, left foot to 1 o'clock, right foot to 4 o'clock, left foot to 7 o'clock, left foot to 2 o'clock. Ooh, right foot to 3 o'clock, left foot to 3 o'clock. That's a challenging one. Left foot to 9 o'clock, right foot to 10 o'clock, right foot to 7 o'clock, left foot to 5 o'clock, right foot to 8 o'clock, left foot to 4 o'clock, right foot to 3 o'clock, left foot to 9 o'clock. And come back to rest in the middle. Good work. So hopefully quite a good kind of balance challenge, bit of aerobic challenge, coordination challenge, functionally moving in lots of different directions. I'm going to finish off with a little bit of heel-toe tightrope walking. So think of the space you've got, and think of the longest line you can find within that space. And imagine there's a tightrope or a small plank, a thin plank going along that line. And we're going to try and walk heel-toe along that plank or tightrope. I'm going to try and look forwards rather than down at your feet. But if you need to look at your feet, please do so. So we're going to try and keep our balance, keep our base as narrow as we can, and walk heel-toe. You can use your arms for balance if you need to out to the sides. Once you've got confident in what your feet are doing, see if you can keep looking forwards. When you run out of space, we're going to go backwards. Only if you feel safe to do so. We're going to heel-toe walk backwards within the space you've got. Again, trying to look forwards rather than trying to look down. That's good. When you get back to your start point, just pause for a moment. You're going to do that one more time. You have the option to repeat it on flat feet or rise up onto tiptoes and do little narrow steps on tiptoes. So again, your choice. So visualize your line in front of you, flat feet or tiptoes. You're going to try and do really small, narrow steps. Feet flat or up on tiptoes. Using your arms to balance if you can, trying to look forwards rather than down at the floor. When you reach the end of the space, pause and try and do the same thing backwards. Some people find tiptoes easier than flat feet. Some people find backwards easier than forwards. Then just rest out and relax. Well done. Just you can use a chair for balance if you need to. Just circle out through your ankle a few times one direction, a few times in the other direction. And same thing on the other side. So loosening off those ankles and calf muscles again. And then just come to rest, feet flat on the floor. Think of those triangles we spoke about under the soles of the feet. Big toe, little toe, heel form the points of those triangles under each foot. Feel that you've got good pressure. Relax down to the floor through those points of the triangles. And we're going to take our arms wide, rise up onto tiptoes if you can, and take a big breath in. And then cross your arms over, breathe out, heels down, go as low into the squat as you're happy to go. And big breath in up to the top again. We'll go one more time. Rise up if you can. And then breathe out down to the bottom as low as you can go. Breathe in back up to the top and see if you can hold that stretch and balance position. 3, 2, 1. Lower your heels, lower your arms. Just shake out. And well done. Well done, everyone. If you're doing this as a recording, well done for the self-motivation. Give yourself a round of applause for managing to make yourself do the class without someone expecting you to be there. Hopefully, we'll see you back for more soon. I'm just going to end that recording now.